What's going on, YouTube? It's Stan the Man, aka 12 Gauge 365 here, and I'm back at y'all with another quick one. Now, look, we are still doing our Christmas movie reviews, but obviously tonight we had a lot of great fights. Starting off with the Lamont Roach versus Pitbull Cruz undercard, and the main card was fire as well. And then we had the UFC 323. We had two championship fights for the main event and the co-main event. Obviously, the main event was Merab Dvalishvili putting up his 135 bantamweight championship on the line versus none other than Piotr Yan. So Piotr Yan got another crack at Dvalishvili after losing by decision the first time. And then we have Alexandre Pantoja putting up his UFC flyweight championship on the line versus none other than Joshua Van for the co-main event. Now, Andre Pantoja is a freaking veteran in every sense of the term. And he's like, look, I had him winning the fight just because of who he's fought. He's fought the who's who of 125. I mean, he's been in there with a lot of different guys. I mean, he beat Kakar France. He's been in there with Brandon Moreno, Brandon Royval, beat both of those guys twice. Then he goes and beats the guy that they bring in from Risen. They brought in another champion from a whole different promotion, and he was able to clean house with him too as well. So I really had Andre Pantoja putting on a pretty great performance against somebody like Joshua Van, just because Joshua Van is a hot prospect. He's one of the hottest prospects at 125. Obviously, he's 5-0 in his last five fights and 3-0 in for the year of 2025. So, like I said, man, I just had Pantoja just showing his veteran factor and being able to take the fight and make the fight his own. But if y'all don't know, unfortunately, Andre Pantoja ends up breaking his arm 26 seconds into the first round. He throws a roundhouse kick to Joshua Van's temple. Of course, Joshua Van has his hands up and he checks the kick and he blocks it. He ends up knocking Pantoja off balance, and Pantoja lands very, very awkwardly on his arm. Now, Herb Dean, being the great referee that he is, he was able to see this right when it happened. So obviously when Pantoja went down, Joshua Van goes in like any other fighter would do and tries to finish the fight. But Herb Dean goes ahead and waves it off. And Joshua Van is now installed as the new UFC 125 champion. So he will finish this year off going 4-0. And he has a lot of momentum going into next year. And being that he fought three times this year, which a lot of fighters don't manage to do, I really feel like he's going to be a very active champion. And I feel like that's something that Dana White I think that's something that Dana White likes about him. And he's going to try to push that as well. So look, he's a matchmaker's dream. He's a matchup nightmare for anybody. There's a lot of great fights that can be made at 125 for him. So let me know who y'all see him fighting next, man. Let me know who y'all see him fighting next, man. Again, congratulations to Joshua Van for going 4-0 this year and becoming the flyweight champion, and also being the second youngest UFC champion since John Jones, man. So I think that really needs to be noted, and I think he does have a piece of history that he can take with him. So nobody can take that from him, man. So yeah, let me know who in the comments who y'all see him fighting next, and we're gonna keep this thing rolling, man. As always, stay safe, stay blessed, and as always, stay dangerous. Stan the Man. We will see y'all on the next one.